Hello everyone, my name is Renzi Amelia. I'm about to presenting our final project. It's lesson plans about modifiers and educational resource designed to help grade 12 students improve their writing and communication skills. So, modifiers like adjectives and adverbs are vital for effective communication. They add detail, clarity, and precision to our writing, allowing us to create more descriptive and nuanced language. Without them, our writing can be bland and lack impact. However, many grade 12 students struggle with modifiers. Common issues include misplaced modifier that create confusion, difficulty choosing between adjectives and adverbs, overusing modifiers, and a general lack of practical application. This project directly addresses these challenges. Our solution is a comprehensive educational resource delivered through Lumi, an interactive platform. It provides a clear definition of modifiers, demonstrates their contextual usage, teaches effective combination techniques, and focuses on developing analytical skills, sentence construction, and error recognition. Lumi provides an engaging and user-friendly learning experience. Our project aims to enhance reading comprehension, improve understanding of modifier function, and promote practical application in writing. By achieving these objectives, students will gain stronger writing skills, improve communication abilities, and increase confidence in their language use. In conclusion, our final project is a valuable resource that empowers grade 12 students to communicate more effectively. Thank you.
Chapter 2 Literature Review Overview of Existing Works. According to Level Fit 2009, modifiers are adjective and adverbs that limit or restrict the meaning of the other words in a sentence. Modifier can be a dependent word, phrase, clauses, etc. that affects the meaning of the another element, typically a head in the relationship of modification. A modifier in a phrase structure can be pre-modifier and post-modifiers. So modifiers which are placed after determiners but before the head of the noun phrases are called pre-modifiers. On the other hand, a noun that can be modified by a following word, phrase, or clause is called post-modifier. Because modifiers can come in groups of words, phrase, and clause, it's easy to make errors when using them, especially in writing. There are two most type of common errors in modifiers. First is misplaced modifier, and the second is overuse or redundancy modifier. Now we go into a gap analysis. Because of these two common errors, there are many researchers that have analyzed and discussed this problem, but this type of error still often occurs due the lack of knowledge of people, especially students, in using a good and correct way modifiers in a sentence. According to Level Fits 2009, errors in modifier is like a hormonal high schoolers that fall into whatever closest to them. In reading and writing, modifiers are very important to learn because they give us details about the sentence that can make it more interesting, clearer, and more specific so as not to confuse the reader. Our main goal is to minimize these errors by providing the students with learning materials that allows them to understand how to use modifiers correctly. The students will not only be able to identify the modifier problems they encounter, but also be able to change these errors. We also expect the student to be able to use modifiers in various contexts when reading something or writing a sentence. Next one is theoretical framework. There are several types of modifiers and each of them might modify several kind of heads, which can be nouns, adjective, adverbs, function words, phrases, and clauses. According to Christina 2002, we cannot split the two of them. Brown 1991 states that in his book of Syntax, A Linguistic Introduction to Sentence Structure, that a modifier is a constituent that restricts the possible range of reference of some constituent the heads. This means that modifiers are part of the sentence and play an important role in intensifying meaning by limiting or specifying the head of the sentence. Leibovitz 2009 suggests that to keep our modifiers in check, we need to focus on the part of the sentence that we want to emphasize and highlight the main ideas. Therefore, modifiers must be used appropriately in order to make the sentence more effective and meaningful.
I'll explain about Chapter 3 methodology. H. Project design. Initial step. Selected a teacher for an interview to gather insight on students' conditions and existing lesson plan. Team roles. Assign specific roles with clear job description to ensure smooth workflow and efficient task management. Feedback mechanism. Sought feedback from the teacher on our progress, allowing for necessary revisions based on their evaluation. Iterative process. Enhance understanding of students' challenge and ensure lesson plans were grounded in real classroom experience. I. Object or participants. Primary participants. Grade 12 students at SMA for Batanghari. Rationale for selection. Chosen for their advanced education level and relevance to research objective. Goal. Tailor instructional strategies to meet specific needs and enhance reading comprehension skill. J. Procedures. Team discussion. Identify target teacher for the interview. 2. Contact initiations. Francis scheduled the interview with the teacher. 3 is question formulation. Fasha and Agrippina developed guiding questions for the discussions. 4. Interview conducted. Ramdhani and Ransi conducted the interview. Ransi led the questioning. Ramdhani recorded the session for accuracy. 5 is lesson plan development. Ramdhani searched engaging reading text. Fasha and Agrippina created comprehension questions related to this text. Ransi collaborated with Lumi to compile and design overall materials, integrating visual aids and integrative elements. 6. Final preparations. Ransi integrated all materials into a cohesive lesson plan aligned with educational objective. Agrippina crafted a detailed implementation scenario for classroom execution. Fasha and Ramdhani compiled a comprehensive report summarizing findings and recommendations. K. Tools and techniques. First is communication tool. Utilize video calling technology for real-time interaction with the teacher, facilitating meaningful dialogue and rapport building. 2 is lesson materials design. Employed Lumi to create engaging, interactive content tailored to students' needs, incorporating multimedia elements for diverse learning styles. The last one is objective. Enhance understanding of the educational environment and at SMA 4, Batanghari, and develop effective lesson plans focused on reading comprehension and modifiers, fostering critical thinking skills and improving academic performance among grade 12 students.
Chapter 4 Project Implementation. First is timeline. So, on the first week, we begin the preparation phase, which are determining the target and location, making some question for the interview with the teacher. And the second week, we begin the analysis phase where we interview the teacher and record it and also transcribe it. On the third and fourth week, we begin the discussion phase where we are making the learning materials, including lesson plan, scenario, and the report. So the team roles and responsibility. First is Renzi, where she communicate with the teacher, interview with the teacher, and also making the lesson plan. Second is Fasha, myself, making the question for the interview, transcribe the video of the interview, making question for the materials, and also helping making the final report. Third, Agrippina, making question for the interview, helping me, making question for the materials, and also making the lesson scenario. And the last one is Ramdhani, he record the interview, making the reading text for the learning materials that we will implement in the lesson plan, and also helping making report the challenge and solutions. Some challenge we face in the process of making the lesson plan project, including difficulties in recording the Zoom interviews because the screen record feature does not record the sound, making it difficult to get a clear recording. Apart from that, we also had difficulty finding a complete and free transcription website, and when we finally found a suitable one, the resulting transcripts still need to be revised a lot, which costs 3 hours. Another challenge is the difficulty in discussing with team members, considering each of us is busy with final semester assignments, which makes it more difficult to coordinate. Apart from that, we also lost the reading data that had previously been collected, so we was forced to recreate the data from the scratch. However, patient and persistent is the key. We keep working hard and finally finish the project, even though there are lots of difficulties and challenges.
So in chapter 5, we can look at findings that are what we have done with the lesson plan, also the Lumi, and there are open answer about the story that we have made. And then the comparison with objective. Uh, the comparison is our product objective and results is quite satisfactory because we have tried our best to cover important aspects to prove students' reading and writing skills, especially identifying modifiers and how to use them properly and correctly in a sentence. Even so, we still need to learn a lot more because this product is far from perfect, and in the future we will try to overcome this shortcoming. So our discussion modifiers are very important in making sentences. Therefore, we created an interactive book containing story readings and questions that can be answered directly. We created questions that require students to identify modifiers and how to use them in the story. Some questions are also created to train students' understanding so that they can distinguish which modifier usage is correctly and which is wrong. We also prepared questions from group discussions that can be filled in for 3 or 4 people so that can share opinions and understand together based on results of the answer they discuss. So our limitation of this project is that only focus on students' reading and writing skills, especially in using modifiers properly and correctly. And the recommendations, we hope this project can be improving by interview more teachers in different schools, so the material can relate with the students generally.
Chapter 6 Conclusion. Our conclusion highlights the significant challenge faced by students when learning about modifiers. The existing educational landscape presents a diverse array of explanation and approaches to this complex grammatical concept, often leaving students confused and overwhelmed. Recognizing this critical need, we sought to develop a technological solution to facilitate more effective and engaging modifier learning. For this project, we chose to utilize the Lumi platform as the foundation for our interactive learning materials. We meticulously designed Lumi-based lessons specifically tailored to enhance both reading and writing skills through a focused exploration of modifiers. It is important to acknowledge that the development of this project presents numerous obstacles. Balancing the demands of this project with the commitments of other academic and personal responsibilities proved to be considerable challenge. To ensure the highest quality of our work, we actively engage in group discussions, seeking valuable insight and guidance from our esteemed instructors. We also actively solicit feedback from our teachers, incorporating their valuable suggestions for improvement. Despite these efforts, we recognize that our project still contains areas for refinement and further development. We are committed to addressing these shortcomings promptly to enhance the effectiveness and impact of our learning solution. This expanded version provides a more detailed and nuanced explanation of the challenge encountered, the chosen approach, the collaborative efforts undertaken, and the commitment to ongoing improvement.